Hello everyone, my name is Katie and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog, or this may be a 2-week reading vlog. We'll see how it goes. It's Tuesday, August 21st. Things are happening. I'm moving soon, so I'm actually about to go fly up to Boston to go apartment hunting with my boyfriend, and that's terrifying. On my plane ride there, I have packed To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, because I can't wait to read this and then watch the movie. And I know it's just going to be so cute and heartwarming and the perfect book to read on the plane. And then depending on how that one goes, I am then going to read Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, because I do want to go see this movie. So I'm very excited to read these 2 book-to-movie adaptations. And also my grandma gave me this copy and she read this book. She said she read it in a day and a half. It was hilarious and she absolutely loved it. So I have a feeling I'm also gonna love this because my grandma's a very big reader and I love it when she gives me a book. It's great. It's gonna be a really busy trip and already my flight's been delayed, so that kind of puts a damper in things. I'm really nervous to start this new chapter of my life, even though since I graduated in school, I always knew that I wasn't gonna be in Florida forever. I was eventually gonna move, but it's still scary to have it actually happening. And I think the longer that I didn't have a job and stayed here, the more comfortable I got, and now the prospect of moving again is just kind of scary, even though I did live on my own all 4 years that I was at school. So, you know, but I am really excited that I have my booktube channel, and it is something that I definitely want to continue doing as I embark on this new chapter of my life. And I felt like booktube really came into my life at a time where I was kind of struggling to get a job. It's just a tough market. It just takes a lot of time applying to jobs in my field to get something, whereas, you know, in other fields it's really a quick turnaround. It wasn't like that for me. So I was really struggling for a long time, and I discovered booktube because I was reading a lot, and I decided to start my channel, and it definitely gave me something to work towards and to have a passion and a goal. And I'm just very thankful that I found it when I did, and I've already made so many amazing friends in the short amount of time that I've been on booktube, and it just is a light and joy in my life, and I'm so happy that I'm here. And I love reading all of your comments and like just talking to everyone on the internet. Like, it's great. Hello, it is now Friday, August 24th. August has absolutely flown by and I'm very stressed because I start my new job and move across the country pretty soon. So these last 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was traveling to and from Boston, and I signed on an apartment. It was a very, very whirlwind, stressful process. So I didn't vlog at all because there was really nothing to vlog. You know what? It was stressful, but I got everything worked out. I have a place to live, which is important. It's a really cute apartment, and I made sure that there is plenty of space for my bookshelves because that's priority number 1, obviously. And I'm definitely gonna be bringing most of my books up to Boston with me because it's like not like school, like I'm moving there for life. So I obviously need to bring my books. A lot of things going on, but I did get a decent amount of reading done. My flight to Boston was delayed for 5 hours. And it was horrible, but I did get so much reading done because it was originally delayed for like 2-ish hours, and then we got on the plane and then we couldn't get off the ramp because there was lightning. So we sat on the plane for like 2 more hours, and I started To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han, and then they made us deplane and then get back on the plane. So by the time we took off, it was like 5 hours delay. So I ended up finishing this book like a half hour like into the air because we were just sitting on the plane for so long, and I just sat there and I read my book. Yeah, so I pretty much read this in one sitting on the plane, and wow, I loved it. And also I like finished the last page of the book, which just starts with Dear Peter, and I was like, excuse me? That's the end? But yeah, I was really, really surprised by how much I love this. I knew it was gonna be really cutesy, but I've been, if you've seen, I had my booktube-a-thon, and then I read Throne of Glass in like 2 weeks. So I've just been like book after book after book, and a lot of it is like high fantasy, especially all of Throne of Glass. So this was, I find I can't read books that are too similar one after the other because then I'll end up just kind of comparing them. So this was a really good change of pace for me, and I absolutely loved it. And then the next night I watched the movie and I adored it, and I already want to watch the movie again. I think I'm gonna try and get my family to watch it with me because it was adorable. It was so cute, and all my non-reader friends watched the movie and they're all talking about how much they loved it and how much they love Peter Kavinsky, and I'm like, wow, I love Peter Kavinsky too. And so I really, really want to get my hands on the sequels for these books. However, I went to Target today and they're like, if you get a flu shot, you get $5 coupon, and I'm like, all right, great, that's $5 towards books. I want to buy the sequel to All the Boys I Loved Before, so shoot me up with that flu vaccine. And I did that, and then I go to the back of the store and they're all out of all of the books. So, I mean, I'm really happy for the success that this trilogy is seeing, but I wanted to use my $5 gift card to buy P.S. I Still Love You and Always and Forever Laura Jean. Besides that, the next thing on the plane I started is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, because my family wants to see this movie, and obviously I need to read the book before I see the movie. That's just like a given. And I got to page 189, and then after my flight I didn't read anymore. I had a morning flight on the way home Thursday morning, and I read this, and then I just kind of like fell asleep for the rest of the flight. But I had a dream where I used to play volleyball, so like when you're playing volleyball you have the knee pads on, because a lot of times you're sliding on the wood floor to like dive for a ball or something like that. So I had a dream that I was playing volleyball and I had to lunge for the ball, but I woke up by lunging into the seat in front of me, and I thought my nose was gonna start bleeding, and I was like, what happened? And I just like look at the people next to me and they're just like looking at me, and I'm just like, and then I just go back to sleep. But I really don't know what happened. That was so weird. Anyways, so I only got to page 189. So far it's like really funny. The writing style is a little bit more descriptive than I think it needs to be for this type of story. The next book, I'm finally going to start Clockwork Angel. I was set to start this yesterday, and then I was going to start it at like night, and then I got into bed at 5:20 p.m. and I didn't get out of bed until 11 a.m. the next day. So I slept for like 15 hours, and I never do that. I don't really know what was wrong with me. I think it was just how stressful this trip was, and I wasn't sleeping a lot because we were just like go and like flying and just like everything. So I didn't read this book. I really don't know what was going on with that. I'm gonna hopefully start this today, and hopefully Melissa's gonna start this today, and I don't think we're on pace to finish Lord of Shadows by the time Queen of Air and Darkness comes out, but I mean, whatever, we're making our way through it. So we read the first 3 Mortal Instruments books, and now we're reading the 3 Infernal Devices, and then we're gonna read the last 3 Mortal Instrument books. And I know that a lot of people will either do like just Mortal Instruments, then Infernal Devices, or like do publication order, but I don't like changing up like what series I'm reading like that. Like I would rather do like 3, 3, and 3 rather than like kind of interdisperse them, just because I kind of like having that continuous flow of storyline. But then this way it's still that you get the information that you need from the Infernal Devices for the rest of the Mortal Instruments. And then after that we're gonna read The Bane Chronicles, Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, which I want to check out the audiobook for Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, because one of the stories is narrated by Sam Heughan, aka Jamie Fraser from Outlander, aka my favorite. So I definitely need to hear him read to me. And then from there we're going to start Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows. And this whole reread has just been so much fun and really nostalgic. And I actually only read the first 5 Mortal Instrument books and the first 2 Infernal Devices. I never read Clockwork Princess, and I never read City of Heavenly Fire. Or actually I may have only read the first 4 Mortal Instrument books. I don't know. I just kind of was borrowing Melissa's books, and then we started college, and then I like kind of forgot about the series, which is unfortunate. But like I didn't own the books myself. Like I just borrowed from Melissa, so then I never, once I started college, I was kind of like on this weird, like the first year of school I didn't really read until the summer after, and then after that I was getting into Game of Thrones. I think I spent like a whole summer reading all 5 of those books straight through, which they are ginormous. So I think, you know, these kind of fell through to the wayside, so I'm really excited to get the full experience of the story now. So yeah, for the rest of the day I actually went to do some journaling and like spruce up my reading journal that I bought a few weeks ago, and I haven't done anything with that. So it is Saturday 25th, and you may be wondering, why do you have on Mickey Mouse ears, Katie? And that is because I'm going to Disney Springs for dinner. And if I'm going anywhere Disney related, I have to wear my ears. These are inspired by the wizard in Fantasia, and love Fantasia. I remember always watching it as a kid, probably where my love of classical music started. So when I saw these ears when I went in December, I'm like, I need these. And now every time I go back, I only live about an hour away from Disney, so we're going to Disney Springs for dinner, which is like downtown Disney. They renamed it Disney Springs, where you can just walk around, but I do want to go to the parks again before I move because it's Disney. So I'm very, very excited to just be like in the Disney atmosphere and like look around all the stores and just everything Disney. And oh, I just love Disney so much. And we're going to a really cool Irish restaurant for dinner. If you don't know, I mean, like, my family's been in America forever. I'm like 5th or 6th generation American. Of the many ethnicities that I'm about half Irish, so that's the most. But anyways, I guess I'll update you guys on my reading. Last night, I finally started Clockwork Angel. Melissa and I are buddy reading this, and I got to page 51. So I actually did not read for that long last night because I am rewatching Outlander very slowly, and I got to the wedding episode in season 1, which is one of my favorite episodes because it just is so romantic and puts me in the feels. So I was like, I have to watch that episode. But then when I was done, I started this and I'm really loving it so far. I think Cassandra Clare's writing definitely has improved a lot from the Mortal Instruments to this series, and I really am enjoying the like steampunky Victorian era, and it's really cool to see a writer extrapolate her modern day urban fantasy into the urban setting of the past. And so you can kind of see almost like how the society that she has imagined in modern day would function in Victorian society. Like, I think that's just so inventive and cool. And I know, I mean, I love Tessa already, even though like I've read the series before, so like I know that I love her, but like still just this series, like I'm so excited to read this, and I'm hoping Melissa starts it soon because I need to talk to her about how much I love this book. And then I am slowly working my way through Crazy Rich Asians. I want to see the movie, so I'm definitely going to keep reading this. I'm on page 239. It is just like kind of a slower read for me. This isn't like a book that I feel like I can just sit down and read forever, because it's like, I don't know, the writing style is just a little bit denser than it has to be for the kind of story that it's telling. I mean, it's very descriptive to talk about like how rich they are, but sometimes my eyes just glaze over because I don't know the brand names. Like, but I think the movie is probably great because this is a very visual style of writing, and so I think that it will be suited to film. So I think I'm just gonna like kind of slowly pluck away at this one, and like I'm probably not gonna finish it quickly, but that's totally fine. And that's about all the updates I have for you guys today. Thanks for sticking around for my rambling. I think before we leave, I'm going to read more of Clockwork Angel because I just love the Infernal Devices so much, and I need to keep reading. Today's Sunday, August 26th. So I guess I'll update you on my reading. I haven't really read that much of Crazy Rich Asians. I'm only on page 254, so it's kind of slow to get through, but like it is entertaining, and I want to finish this soon so that I can go see the movie. I made good progress on Clockwork Angel last night. I'm on page 127. I texted Melissa and I was like, oh, I saw that you started this book, like how far did you get? And she said I read 10 pages and then I fell asleep. So I was like, oops. But yeah, I'm really enjoying like being able to tab this story. Like there are already so many lines that I love in this. Like my favorite, when Will and Tessa are in the library and she goes, "One must always be careful of books," said Tessa, "and what is inside them, for words have the power to change us." Oh, that's so good. And then on the next page, Will says, "There's plenty of sense in nonsense sometimes if you wish to look for it." Just like some really good quotes. I love the Infernal Devices series. I just think that Sandra Clare's writing, since it does tend to use like, she tends to use more complicated vocabulary words than what's typical for YA. I think that it's well suited to the Victorian time period. Like the way that she has her characters talk in The Mortal Instruments makes sense for the way that like Victorian teenagers would talk. And as for today's plan, I'm on a mission to go get P.S. I Still Love You and Always and Forever Laura Jean, because the first book was just so cute, and the movie, I've already seen it twice, was adorable. And I checked on all the websites of all the local stores and it sold out in most places. So I'm gonna go to the stores and see what happens. So I guess I'll try and take some footage while I'm there, maybe get a little montage of me finding the books. So that's it for now. That was a success. I got the third book, Always and Forever Laura Jean, but they didn't have the second book. However, the Target, I'm like in the middle, and then there's a big Target 20 minutes north and 20 minutes south. So this is the one 20 minutes south of me, and there's one 20 minutes north of me that it looks like online has P.S. I Still Love You in stock. So right now I'm gonna go to the gym and then go home, eat dinner, blah blah blah. And then after dinner I'm going to make a journey to the other Target because I want to make use of all my $5 off coupons. Hello. It is later on in the day and Sunday. The saga continues. I got the third book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy, but now I need to venture to a different Target to get P.S. I Still Love You, which is the book that I want to read. In the meantime, I did get some pins yesterday at Disney Springs. I started a pin collection basically for BookCon, and I really want to think of a good way to display them, but I did get these two. Disney is like known for having its pin thing, and like pin traders, and people get lanyards and put pins on them. I didn't know this was a thing until I was talking with my best friend Melissa at BookCon, and she's like, I love pins, I have a Disney pin collection, and I was like, what? This is a thing? And yeah, it is a thing, and now I'm a part of it. So here we are. So these are my first Disney pins that I got, and it's so exciting. I got Cinderella. So growing up, Cinderella was my favorite movie. I loved the music. I would watch it. It would be like I would watch it and then rewind it and then watch it again. So it's just like one of those like classic films. The next pin that I got is this Winnie the Pooh and Tigger pin. And I just am a giant fan of Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh and Tigger so much. They're both my two favorite characters from Winnie the Pooh. Saw this pin and I'm like, this is adorable. I need it. So yeah, I guess I'm a Disney pin collector now. But I'll just add that to my bookish pin collection. The mission now is to go to the Northern Target, see if they have P.S. I Still Love You. So Target didn't have it, but I just realized there's a Books A Million right around the corner from here, and they close at 8 and it's 7:43. So we're gonna rush there and probably be like one of the last people in and be like, excuse me, I need to grab this book and run out because you're closing. So we'll see how this goes. It's a race against time, and there's really long freaking lights here in Florida. So we'll see if I make it, but I drove all the way here and it's 20 minutes. Well, on the third and final store, I finally got P.S. I Still Love You, and it was the only copy left. Now I can just read the whole trilogy straight through, and I'm very excited. So that was very exciting. It was certainly a journey. I had to go to 3 different stores. But I did it. I found it. Okay, it's now Sunday night, and my quest was successful. Now I have all 3 books. The first one that I already read, P.S. I Still Love You, and Always and Forever Laura Jean. So I'm very excited. I'm probably gonna start P.S. I Still Love You tonight, but because it's Sunday, I'm gonna do a wrap up of my reading this week. I finished To All the Boys I've Loved Before, probably in like 3 or 4 hours on the plane when I was delayed for like eons. I absolutely loved it. 5 stars. It was just very cute. I don't really read cutesy contemporary novels. honestly, come to think of it, like I really have not, even before I was really on my YA adult fantasy kick, I was reading either fantasy or adult fiction. So I really have not read many cutesy YA contemporaries at all, but they're just so much fun. They're so lighthearted, and like I loved this book, and the movie was fantastic. Like the cinematography, the color palette, the acting, just like all the Lana Condor, like all the little facial expressions that she does as Laura Jean. And on the second rewatch, I definitely paid more attention to this, but like she just brings Laura Jean to life, and I really enjoyed it. And then the next book that I started was Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. My grandma gave me this book. I'm currently on page 281, so I'm about halfway through. I'm just gonna slowly but surely make my way through this book. I also started Clockwork Angel. I'm so excited for. This is for my buddy read with my friend Melissa, and usually the way we do this is we're reading other books at the same time, and we read the Mortal Instruments and Infernal Devices book kind of slowly. And then we, like, when we get up to the same points, we talk about it. And this is the first time I didn't tab any of my first 3 Mortal Instrument books. I just like kind of wasn't in the mood to, but I am really excited to be tabbing the Infernal Devices. I haven't read any more, so I updated you earlier, so I'm still on page 127. So that's it for this week, but my reading plans for next week are tonight I'm gonna read a little bit more Clockwork Angel, and I'm gonna start P.S. I Still Love You because I just need more Laura Jean and Peter Kavinsky in my life, and I need to know what happens with John Ambrose McLaren. And then this week I'm also participating in Todd from TJ Reads the Stars read along for To Kill a Mockingbird. I've had this book forever because I read it in high school and I saw it at the bookstore and I loved the book, so I'm like, I need my own copy. And I haven't picked it up since, but I love this cover and I'm very, very excited to read this book separately from school. So I remember kind of all the in-depth analysis we did, so it's going to be very interesting reading this, A, as an adult now, I'm older now obviously than I was in high school, and B, on my own without like reading it as a class and just seeing what I remember and also like what new things I can get out of it just from myself and also by participating in the read along. That's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog. Let me know what you guys read this week or what you're planning on reading in the upcoming week. Yeah, have some fun, read some books, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.